Brilliant. So we're going to start in a cross-legged seated posture this evening. So you just want to start however you feel comfortable to be sat this time, just to start connecting with the breath. So maybe just bringing the hands to the knees. If your shoulders are feeling a little bit hunched, then maybe just roll your shoulders down your back a couple of times. Just find a little bit of space around your chest. And rooting your sit bones into the ground. Just see if you can rock your weight slightly forwards in the sit bones so that you feel your tailbone tip backwards and then the rest of your spine lift a little bit taller on top of it. Find that length and space around the back of your neck. Staying where you are, just take a big full breath in. And as you exhale, grow a little bit taller, but let your shoulders soften down. Again, take a full breath in, feel belly, ribs, and back expand. As you exhale, stay tall, just drop the shoulders, soften the jaw, soften the forehead. Staying as you are, just find that deeper feeling through the breath. Noticing the movement of the abdomen and the diaphragm. Just allowing the breath to bring you that sense of grounding. Bringing in a soft ujjayi sound to your breath. Just allowing that sense of stillness to come through the body. Allowing that sense of stillness to come through the mind. Just taking another couple of breaths as you are. After you finish your next exhale, just blink the eyes open, maybe give the shoulders another roll down your back. Okay, we're going to bring the legs into Baddha Padasana, so soles of the feet come together and knees open. You can take that into a longer diamond shape if that feels more comfortable for your legs or your back to stay upright, whatever feels good. Okay, take the hands back behind you so that your fingertips are facing the wall behind you. There's a bend in the elbows. And then lean back into the elbows, squeeze the elbows towards each other so you feel your chest space open. And then press into the fingertips so you feel that open space of your chest reach forwards. Again, you feel the weight moving forwards into your sit bones rather than slouching backwards. So try and get that as a height running through the lower part of the spine. Should feel like the sit bones are really light to the floor. So if you press a little bit further into the fingers, you'll feel the activation of your arms. Squeeze the elbows towards each other and so the sit bones feeling quite light to the floor. From here, just keep the chin softening downwards towards your chest so there's no strain through the neck. And find that deeper feeling through the breath again. So you feel particularly the ribs around the chest space move as you breathe. Keep that ujjayi sound with your breath. That stronger contraction at the back of the throat, allowing the breath to feel rooted. Feel free to bring some soft movement into this as well. If your chest is feeling a little bit tight, so you've been hunched over, working from home all day, if the chest needs a bit of space, we're going to be opening chest and shoulders a fair bit this evening. So just allow the breath to make its way through to begin with. Take a last couple of big breaths where you are. On your exhales, maybe press the knees further open towards the floor. Maybe the hips come closer towards the heels. Take a last breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to find a fold over the legs. So reset your hands to hold onto the ankles or the feet. Maybe fan the toes back and bow the head forwards. And without any force or strain to it, just allow the weight of your head just to drop down towards the feet. Let the jaw feel heavy. Really noticing on the exhales, just try and connect in with Mula Bandha, that deeper pelvic floor lift. And conscious awareness of that internal structure of the core. Take a last breath where you are. Slowly rolling up through the spine. Bring the hands under the knees to help the knees lift in towards each other. Plant the feet to the ground and just give the knees a gentle rock from side to side. Come onto your backs for abdominals. Okay, so I appreciate watching a screen and doing abs might be difficult to follow, so I'll speak as slowly as we can. I'll try and simplify things. So just get your feet rooted to the ground and lengthen the spine into the mat. Allow the arms just to flop out to the sides of the body with palms open. So before we move everything else, we just find the breath into the core. So finding that intra-abdominal pressure with your breath, lower abdomen, side ribs and back ribs move as you breathe. Consciously, again, with that Mula Bandha, that deeper pelvic floor, pulling in on your exhale, feel belly button pull down to the spine. Exaggerate the movement of it because we're switching on these abdominals, these transverse lower abdominals. Big breath in, expands everything. Deep exhale, pull everything in and everything down. Stay where you are, take another breath in. As you exhale, pick up the right leg to 90 degrees. Fan the toes open, pull belly down. As you inhale, use the right hand, so same hand as leg, to push the quads upwards, so palm to thigh. As you exhale, press the leg into your hand and hand into the leg. At the same time, you're pulling the abdominals down. Stay exactly as you are. Just take a big breath in, let the belly expand. Exhale again, find that pressing of the thigh into the palm. One more breath as you are. So inhale as you are. Exhale, press thigh into hand, hand into thigh, pull lower belly down. Keep the legs as they are. Just inhale, remove the hand. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the right thigh. So opposite hand to that same leg. Inhale, have a sense of pushing the quads upwards. As you exhale, press them together, pull belly down. Again, staying as you are, 2 more breaths. So inhale, just relax the tension. Exhale, press them together, pull belly down, Mula Bandha lifts. Last breath, inhale. And exhale to press. Take right foot to the floor, reset the body. As you exhale, pick up left leg to 90 degrees, pulling belly down. Same hand as leg, so left palm to the quads. Take an inhale as you push the quads upwards a little. As you exhale, press hand and leg together, pull lower belly and lower back down. Inhale, relax the tension, stay exactly as you are. Exhale, press them together, pull lower belly, lower back down. Once more this side, inhale. Exhale to press. So again, keep the legs as they are, just release the left hand and replace it with the right one. So you go diagonally across. Take a breath in, lift the quads up. As you exhale, press palm and thigh together, pull lower belly, lower back down, lifting through pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale to press. Inhale. Exhale to press. Take both feet to the ground. Interlace the hands together around the back of your head. So keep the head on the floor. Just find that slightly winged feeling of the elbows reaching up, so shoulder blades wrap around outer ribs. Flatten lower back into the floor, so you feel like you're almost tucking the tailbone. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Stay with the head floating. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, pick up both legs to 90 degrees. So both feet are floating, but keep lower back on the floor. Take a breath in. As you exhale, straighten the right leg so the right foot reaches towards the ceiling. Flex that foot. Take a breath in. As you exhale, reach the elbows up towards right toes. Stay where you are, take a breath in. As you exhale, this time the elbows reach across towards your left knee. Keep the legs as they are. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Stay where you are, take another breath out, reach further across towards left knee. So the elbows come to the knee rather than the knee towards the elbows. Inhale, reset yourself, so shoulders are center but floating, both feet are at 90, lower back stays connected to the floor. Take a breath in. As you exhale, straighten left foot towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale. Exhale, reach the elbows further up towards the toes. Stay where you are, take a breath in. Exhale, reach elbows across towards your right knee. Pull belly down. Remember, elbows to knee rather than knee to elbows. Stay where you are, take another full round of breath. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, place head to the floor and feet to the ground. Bring the arms down to the sides of the torso, palms facing up. We're coming to bridge pose, Bandhasana. Take a full breath into belly. Exhale to roll the hips up. Press through the feet, switch on the glutes. Make sure the knees haven't splayed open. Take a full breath in where you are. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone further. So use the glutes to help you press hips open. Stay relaxed through the neck, but allow the chin to draw towards the chest without forcing it in. Find the breath still moving through the body. If you want to already tuck the shoulders underneath you, maybe finding a clasp with the hands under your back and press that clasp with the hands into the floor, allow more height to come through the hips. Keep pressing the feet fully into the ground so the head continues to slide back. So you feel like you find more space through the pose. Keep the breath feeling nice and easy. Find that ujjayi sound. So with your chin tucked in and the throat slightly compressed, that ujjayi sound should feel pretty rich now. Take another full round of breath. Slowly, if you have the clasp with the hands, just release them out to the sides. And then using your next exhale to roll the spine back into the mat, bone by bone until tailbone is last. When you are grounded, bring the knees in towards your chest, hug them in, so either hands or elbows wrap around the knees. Take a rock from side to side. From here, rock yourself all the way up through to all fours. So rolling over to one side if that's easier, however feels good to get there. Come into hands and knees. Stretch the fingers wide into the ground. Make sure knees are directly underneath the hips, wrists under shoulders. So taking your right leg to extend back behind you, float it away from the floor. Root down through that right palm so it's nice and wide to the floor so that your left hand can reach forward. So you've got right leg and left hand extending. We're going to bring the cat-cow movement into your back with this. So as you inhale, lift the hand and the heel towards the ceiling. Let the gaze reach forwards. As you exhale, initiate the breath to pull in the belly. Scoop the knee and elbow underneath you. Push the floor away through that supporting arm. Inhale, reaching long and lifting. Full exhale, pushing the floor away through right arm. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, pulling underneath, pressing through that arm. Inhale again to lengthen, holding there. Bend the floating leg and then take the left hand around behind you. If you don't quite reach the foot, that's okay. Just keep reaching back towards the wall behind you. If we can, grab hold of the big toe side of the foot and then press the foot into the fingers so that you feel left shoulder draw further open. Allow the head to either drop heavy, slightly over towards the right shoulder, so as though you're looking towards your right shoulder, so that you extend more space around that left pec, left side of the neck. Or maybe gaze lifting if that feels good. Just play around with it. Take another full breath where you are. Gently on an inhale, lengthen yourself back out first. Keep the right leg floating and straight. Just take the left hand to the ground. Rock forward so that you can tuck the toes underneath of your left foot. And then as you exhale, kick back, find a three-leg dog, reaching right heel towards the ceiling. Allow the head to hang heavy between the shoulders. Obviously, this first kind of deeper hamstring stretch for the supporting leg. So keep a little bend in it. It doesn't have to be a full split of the legs. Keep it fairly shallow. Just getting into the shoulders and the hamstrings. Take another full round of breath. On an exhale, place the floating foot down to the mat. So you're in your full downward dog. And take a little paddle through the feet or wiggle of the hips. Slowly, when you're ready to, bring the knees back to the ground so that you come back into all fours again. And then extend the left leg back behind you so it's floating. Root the left palm under the shoulder and right hand reaches forwards. So you've got left leg and right hand reaching. Take an inhale as you lift the hand and the heel. As you exhale, pushing the ground away from supporting arm, pulling knee and elbow underneath. Inhale, so nice long breaths with this. Exhale, draw belly in so that you scoop underneath and push the ground away. Inhale. Exhaling under. Inhale to lengthen and hold when you're out long. Bend the floating leg and then reach the right hand up and over, maybe grabbing hold of the foot or maybe just reaching back. If you have the foot, again, press that into the hand so it drags the shoulder back and open. Keep lower belly pulling in and try and lift the floating knee up, which will take some compression out of the lower back. Again, if you want to build that more into the pec, keep the foot pressing and turn the head towards your left shoulder. See if you can find that stretch or space open around that left side of the neck. Take a full breath where you are. As you inhale, lengthen yourself back out straight again. Take just the hand to the floor. Rock forwards to tuck the toes of the right foot. Exhale, lifts you into three-leg dog, reaching left leg high. Again, doesn't have to be a full extension of either of your legs. You get that feeling of really pressing the ground away through your hands. Allow the head to soften, and that slight feeling of wrapping the shoulder blades, so drop the shoulders away from your ears. Slowly place the left foot to the ground, you do full downward dog, and again just paddling the feet, so take a little turbo dog, get into the shoulders. If from here, as you inhale, roll forward into a plank position, nice and open through shoulder blades as you travel forwards. Little bend into the knees, and exhale, press back into downward dog again. Coming through that a couple more times. So inhale, roll forwards to plank, open through shoulder blades. Exhale, arching back to downward dog. So think about your cat-cow motion through your spine in this. Inhale, waves the spine forwards. Exhale, ripple the spine back. Last round, inhale forwards. And exhaling back. Coming back forwards into your plank position again. Place the knees down to the ground. Roll the rest of the body to the floor. Coming into a low cobra. So reach the toes back behind you and root down through the shoelace bit of the feet. Take an inhale as your chest lifts. Squeeze the elbows in towards the rib cage and then drop the shoulders further down away from the ears. Just turning the head from one side to the other. Make sure the feet feel really rooted into the floor. So the legs feel active, glutes feel active, just finding a little bit of release through the neck, so not holding tension through there. Take a breath in as your nose lifts slightly. Exhale, bring the body forwards and down to the mat. Coming back into cobra again, keep it really shallow this time. So roll the shoulders down the back and then lift the hands away from the mat. So you're using fully switching on all your back muscles to hold you here rather than the hands. The elbows and shoulder blades squeezing together. Keep the feet rooted down. Try and tuck the tailbone so glutes feel active. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, hands to the ground, chest towards the floor. Let it soften. Tuck the toes underneath. Stay where you are. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, push up to plank position in one whole piece if we can. Come back into your downward facing dog and give the legs a paddle, the hips a wiggle. Roll forwards again into that plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale, half chaturanga, so knees, chest and chin come to the ground. Bring yourself all the way onto your belly. Reach the hands back towards your feet and inhale into locust pose. So reach the toes off the floor this time. Rather than thinking legs lifting, try to keep them straight and reaching as far away from you as they can reach. Palms either can stay on the floor for a little more support. Palms can face the thighs. For some of you, if your chest is feeling open enough already, clasp the hands together and then pull the knuckles back towards the heels. You squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep the inner thighs reaching towards each other so legs don't open out too wide. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, hands under the shoulders, releasing to the floor. Stay where you are, tuck the toes, breathe in. Exhale, push up to plank or through all fours. Come into downward facing dog. Stretch the fingers open. Try and either root heels to the floor or keep a bend in the knees so you're lengthening through lower back. If your legs are straight, have a sense of your knees pulling up so quads are switched on. Take 2 more breaths where you are. Inhaling 2. Exhale. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend to the knees, step, walk, or float the feet up to your hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs. Stay here in the fold for a couple of breaths. So if you want to, take hold of your elbows or hang on to the back of the Achilles, wherever you want to be in the fold. Keep it gently swaying or rocking if that feels good. Take a halfway lift when you next inhale. Exhale, soften back into the legs, soft bend into your knees. Draw belly to spine as you slowly roll up through to standing. Thinking about Mula Bandha still pulling in as well. And roll the shoulders down your back. Clasp the hands together behind you. Draw the knuckles down to the floor and towards the back of the mat. Feel that chest opening again. Staying here, just think tailbone dropping down. So just take out any feeling of back bending through the lower back. Okay, we're not sticking tailbones back. Take a full breath in where you are. As you exhale, take that clasp of the hands over into fold. Legs can be straight or bent. You decide wherever your legs kind of feel happiest to be. Tucking chin slightly towards the chest so that you fold forehead in towards the shins. Hands dropping overhead. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing together slightly. Palms can be closed or open. Again, deciding whatever feels best for your shoulders. Maybe some soft movement, some swaying or rocking. Make sure you're breathing fully, deeply. That ujjayi sound of your breath. Stay in the fold. Just let the hands come down, rub the sides of the legs to bring the hands towards the floor. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften back over the legs. Step the right leg back behind you and place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift hands to ceiling. Exhale, bring arms into cactus so that you bend the elbows in line with shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Allow the gaze to lift slightly if that feels okay with neck. If it brings any strain to your throat, keep the chin softening down. You decide. Feel the breath move across the chest. So rather than the clasp of the hands opening, use the muscles of your back to squeeze together to open the chest. Root down through the back foot, that shoelace bit of your back foot, so thighs feel active. Fairly strong pose, palms stretching open. Take a last full breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor, step back into your plank position. Take a full breath in. Exhale, either full or half chaturanga. Come all the way onto your belly. Reach the hands back, toes lift, come into locust again. Squeeze your shoulder blades, maybe hands clasped. Stay where you are, take another full round of breath. Release it, bring everything to the floor. Tuck the toes, stay down, take a full breath in. As you exhale, push up either through plank or all fours and come into downward dog. As you inhale, lift the left foot towards the ceiling. Bend the knee and squeeze left heel towards your right glutes. Try and keep the shoulders fairly level, so we're not lifting that left armpit as it will want to. Underneath heel is pressing to the floor. Keep those quads really active, so pull up the knee of the supporting leg. So with that left heel that's folding back towards your right buttock, try and lift the left knee further up, so you feel the opening come around that left hip. On your next inhale, reach the toes back up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, step through to between the hands. Take an inhale here, keep the hands on the floor. As you exhale, step back foot up to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Step the left leg back behind you. Place the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift palms up. Again, exhale into that cactus position, elbows squeezing back. So you imagine your shoulder blades are pressing the chest forwards. So your shoulder blades pressing the back of your heart through to the front of your chest. Stay soft in the neck if we can. I know lifting the gaze brings strain to my neck, so wherever gaze feels best to be. Activate the legs to press the feet into the floor as though you're trying to lift yourself up away from it. Take another full breath in. And as you exhale, bring the palms down to the floor. Step back into your plank position. We're going to take a slow chaturanga. Knees can come down first. Lowering for a count of 5, 4. Elbows hug in. 3, 2. Before you hit the ground, reach forwards and come into your upward facing dog. If you're taking care of lower back, stay with cobra if that feels better for you. Pausing here in your up dog, so make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders so that you can push the ground away to lift yourself up. Let the feet press into the floor, so maybe knees lift as well. Imagine you're trying to tuck the tailbone very slightly so you reach the pubic bone forwards towards the front of your mat, which will take out the compression in lower spine. Really slight sensation of movement. Take another full breath in where you are. As you exhale, come back into your downward dog and give your feet or your hips a wiggle, paddle, whatever feels good. Breathing through nose or breathing through the mouth. Coming into your hip opening, so as you inhale, lift the right foot towards the ceiling. Bend the knee so that your heel squeezes towards the left glutes. Try and get as close to the glute as you can. Lift the right knee further up towards the ceiling. At the same time, root down through that left heel. Again, try and keep the shoulders level so that right armpit isn't trying to peek open. At the same time, keep squeezing heel to bum. Feel that opening around the front of your right hip, maybe into the quads. Relax the neck. On your next inhale, reach the toes high, and as you exhale, step through to between the hands. Staying where you are in this lunge, take a full breath in. As you exhale, step back foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly roll up to standing again. And roll the shoulders down your back. So in standing, we're going to work into a reverse prayer. So option to take the arms behind your back and hold on to alternate elbows. Okay, from here, if you're taking this option, I'll take this first, if that feels good. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So again, you feel the chest try and open. Chin softens down towards the chest and just holding there. Second option, bring the palms to face the floor so that your center fingers touch, and then slide the little fingers up your back. Doesn't matter if the palms don't quite meet, it can just get that connection of them starting to slide. Sometimes you need to kind of have a bit of a back bend to get the hands in position, and then start wriggling the hands up between the shoulder blades in that prayer position. If we have this, squeeze the shoulder blades together again, so elbows pull back, and again you get that sensation of the fingers pressing the back of the heart through to the front of the chest. So either option that works for you, okay? If this is too tricky in wrists, please don't force anything into it. Keep the feet hips distance apart. Tailbone draws down, but try and find that opening through the chest space. Again, it might just be a subtle nudge of feeling rather than anything dramatic. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, whichever position of the hands you have, keep them there to find a fold. Again, legs can be straight or bent, wherever you want to be. Allow the forehead to tuck in towards the shins. However your hands are, change them then to find a clasp with the hands, stay in the fold, just lift the knuckles up to ceiling and overhead. Take another full breath where you are. Slowly release the hands to the ground in your fold. Again, maybe slide the hands down the back of the legs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Palms can be to the ground or to the shins. Exhale, soften over. Step the right leg back behind you. This time, keep the back knee lifted. Root down through that front heel. Reach the arms forwards. Keep the body low. So we create this nice long line from center finger through to back heel. Try and nudge right hip forwards, so square the pelvis. Really switching on through those left glutes. Gaze down towards your front big toe. Take another full breath. Push through the front heel to lift you up. Clasp the hands together above your head, your index fingers pointing out. Okay, arms can be slightly forwards of you if this feels easier for shoulders, even out in line with chest center is fine. If we can, take that clasp of the hands like your Charlie's Angels mudra to reach back behind you. And some of you can take that into more of a back bend if that feels good with your back. Keep that lower back trying to stay lengthened. So almost tucked tailbone, little bend in that back knee if it helps. From here, bring that clasp of the hands behind your back. So release them and reclasp behind you. Take a big breath in, open chest. Exhale, bring hands to the floor, either side of front foot. Step back into plank position. Exhale, chaturanga, half or full. Inhale, cobra, or that locust pose, or upward facing dog. Either variation feels good. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift left foot towards the ceiling. Find that opening of your hip again, so heel squeezes towards right glutes. Right leg feels really strong. Pull up the quads, press down the heel. Option to stay here, or we can take this into a wild thing if you want to. So the right leg stays straight, just pivot round on the toes. So left foot drops to the ground. Left hand reaching back away from you. Or keep that left hand resting onto the chest space. Press through the supporting arm if you're in this wild thing. Relax the head. Let's take another breath here. Find some softness through it. Bring the gaze to the mat. That hand to the mat. Lift the left toes back up again. And maybe we take a three-leg chaturanga this time. The toes can stay reaching up. Or again, knees to the floor. Any variations here through this vinyasa. Keep it moving. Inhale, opens your chest. And exhale, come back into downward dog. Bring the gaze to your hands. Bend the knees. You can step, walk, or float feet to hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Step the left leg back behind you. Keep the back knee lifted. Find this long arrow lunge, so reach the hands forwards, engaging the back muscles, pull in lower belly, stay low into it, so your rib cage is hovering above the front thigh, not leaning into it. Shift your right hip back and your left hip forward, so you square the hips. Gaze down to that front big toe. Take a full breath. And press through the front foot and lift the hands. Cool. Clasp the fingers, find your Charlie's Angels index fingers are pointing up. Reaching up through the hands, maybe leading it back into back bend, or keep it softer through the shoulders if you need to. Hands can stay reaching forwards. Give me your best Charlie's Angels pose into this one. Think tailbone stays drawing down to take out any compression through lower back. Take another full breath in. As you exhale, release the hands and reclasp them again behind you, maybe one finger differently, so we change that habitual pattern of linking the hands. Draw the chest open, pausing. Full breath in. Release the clasp, hands to floor, either side of front foot, step back into plank position. Again, a slow chaturanga here, so take a full breath in. Exhale slowly, coming down for 10, 9, 8, elbows hug in, 6, 5, 4, 3, hold the hover, hold the hover, hold the hover, come up to cobra or up dog, breathe in, exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale as you lift your right foot high. Bend the knees, your heel squeezes towards your left glute, either holding here in the hip opening, or we drop back into wild thing. So keep that left leg feeling really straight so that you drop the right toes down. Right hand either reaching back behind you, or resting that right palm to the chest if that feels more comfortable for shoulder. Push the ground away through this left supporting arm, trust your arm, trust the wrist. Breathe easier, find some softness into it, release the struggle. Slowly bring the gaze to the mat, the hand to the mat, lift the toes back high. Maybe taking a 3-leg chaturanga or any variation that feels good. Work through the vinyasa at your pace, at your breath, at your level. Come back into downward dog. Bring the gaze to the hands, bend the knees, step walk or float feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing and roll the shoulders down. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs, step right leg back. Reach the hands forwards, come through that nice long diagonal line, lifting hands straight up. Exhale, clasp the hands behind your back. Inhale, open the chest. Just heel toe your front foot wider, just an inch or so further to the side of the mat, so that as you exhale, you have room to bow forwards and down towards the humble warrior. Ideally, this back heel in this variation is lifted. If you feel more stable with that back foot in a warrior one position, and root that diagonally to the floor. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Try and bring forehead towards inner ankle, so bow down nice and close to the floor. Strong deep breaths. Relax the neck, take a last breath in. As you exhale, keep the body low, coming into lizard. So bring both hands down to the inside of your front foot. Back knee can now come to the floor if that feels a little bit more comfortable. Heel toe the front foot wider as well if we need to. If you have the back knee lower to the ground, send it further away so that you open into the legs a little. Maybe walking the hands forwards so that you bow the chest towards the ground. You can turn the front toes open slightly or roll onto the blade edge of the foot if that feels okay with your hip and with your knee. Don't mind any variations that work for your body in this one. If you want to lower onto elbows, try outer elbows first, try the inner afterwards. Some days this feels good to go deeper, some days it doesn't. So just honor whatever your body needs. So whether you're on your forearms or your palms, you can stay as you are. You're going to bring a twist into it. So the inside, your left hand, is going to lift up to the ceiling. Just give it a couple of circles back. Don't worry about the shape of your circles in any direction. Just roll through the shoulder. And then next time your hand is reaching back towards the back foot, holding there. Some of you maybe have the option then to bring the back foot in towards your hand. You can come onto the right palm instead of the forearm if you are down. And maybe grabbing back foot for quad stretch in there as well. Maybe not. Take another full breath where you are. If you have the back foot, gently release, bring both hands to the ground. Send your front legs gently back up to the ceiling, coming into three-leg dog. Give it a stretch up. Maybe holding here in three-leg dog, or drop back into wild thing if you want to, or just a hip opening, anything that we've built in already. If you're in wild thing, find softness through it, take a deeper breath. Bring the gaze to the mat, the hand to the mat, and lift the toes back up if you're in wild thing. Exhale, step through to between your hands, rock the weight backwards, and float the back foot to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs, step the left leg back behind you, keep the knee floating. Inhale, reach hands forwards and up. Exhale, clasp them the weird way behind your back. Inhale to open the chest, holding there. Just nudge your front foot wider so that as you exhale, you have room to come forwards and down towards the inside of your thigh. Bow the forehead down to inner ankle. Again, your back heel, ideally on this time, try and keep it lifted, or we can root it to the floor more into your warrior one leg so that's more stable. Lift the shoulders. Lengthen the back of your neck and deepen into your breath. Strong Ujjayi sound. Stay in the fold, gently release the hands, coming into lizard. Again, back knee can stay lifted, or back knee lowers, but take it further away. Hands maybe walking forwards, which will just nudge the shoulders lower. You can alter your front foot to turn out or roll out. I don't mind any variations, just take care with any knee or hip injuries. Lowering onto forearms if that feels good with this side. If we can, try and keep the spine just feeling a little bit lengthened so we're not hunching round. So if you can see your back knee, try to look forward so chest is staying lengthening out rather than hunching. Again, bringing either your, so we're bringing a twist into it, so left forearm or left palm will stay on the floor. Your inhale lifts the right arm up and just start circling that shoulder, any kind of circles that feel just loosening off the shoulder. So next time your right hand is reaching back towards back foot, either holding there, or some of you may be picking up back foot for quad stretch. Again, you can do this either on your forearm or on the palm of that left hand, or neither. If you have the foot picking up, try and keep the hips pressing forwards towards the ground. Again, if you have the foot, gently release it back to the floor. Both palms to the ground. Send this leg up to the ceiling. Three-leg dog. Again, any sound effects if you need to get it up there. Again, either holding here or staying in the opening of your hip or into wild thing once again. Play around with any variations we have done. Slowly bringing yourself back. Three-leg dog. Just still three-leg dog. Another breath. Step the foot threes between the hands. Rock the weight backwards. Bring back foot to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing. And roll the shoulders down your back. As you inhale, lift the hands towards the ceiling as your right knee comes in towards the chest, finding standing balance. Find your drishti, your gaze spot on something steady. Soften the shoulder blades down your back, so maybe there's a little cactus feeling through the arms. Slowly step this right foot towards the back of the mat. So again, come into high lunge. Inhale, lift the hands up Exhale to wrap them round behind you, interlace the fingers, weird way or normal way you decide. From here, we're coming to Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So transfer the weight forwards, keep the chest pulling open as you float to the back foot. Press the ground away through that supporting leg. Try and take out any feeling of back bend. So pull lower belly to spine. Reaching back through the ball of the floating foot or the heel of the floating foot. You can lean on a wall if you like, if you're on your own. No one sees that you're cheating. Cheating is allowed in isolation yoga. From here, we're coming into a half moon. So just let your right hand rest onto, the right butt cheek you can rest that hand onto, and left hand to floor or to block. You can nudge the supporting foot round slightly, so we take out any twisting in the knee. So your right hip starts to open out. So think belly and chest start turning towards the ceiling. You really flex through the lengthened leg. Okay, hand again can be either on floor or block on this one. So we're aiming for two legs to be straight. We can have a soft bend in the supporting leg if that feels a little bit more comfortable. Make the pose work for you. Some of you may be bringing in bind here, so you can bend the floating leg and catch hold of it with your hand. Like we did in all fours, push the foot away from your body so that it draws the chest open. Stay soft with the neck. If you're still on balance, well done. Take another breath. From here, or wherever you are, come into pyramid. So the floating foot is going to come down to the floor, square the hips. The back heel roots into the ground. All the toes are facing the front. Take a soft bend in that supporting, the front leg, and roll up to standing. So really push down through the front leg to roll you up. Roll the shoulders down your back, and then find your variation of that reverse prayer that we did earlier. So either holding onto alternate elbows, or the little fingers slide up the spine to nuzzle the hands between the shoulder blades. So whichever option you take, other options, clasp hands behind your back, of course. Inhale, open the chest. As you exhale, pull up the quads so your thighs feel really strong. Reach forwards and then pause just for a moment when you feel your spine is parallel with the line of the ground. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, fold further down that front leg. Allow the forehead to fold in towards the shin. If it feels too strong in front hamstring, little bend into the knee, and make the pose work for you. And let the head just hang at the end of the spine. If you can, relax the neck. Make sure that back heel is rooted to the floor for your balance. Slowly change your clasp of your hands, or the fold of your hands into the clasp, to interlace the fingers and reach them up to ceiling and overhead. Take another breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the floor, either side of your front foot. Take the weight forwards, lift the back foot up into standing split, toes reaching high. Take a handstand there if you want to. Slowly float the floating foot down to the ground. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold into the legs. Slowly rolling up to standing. Roll the shoulders down your back. Take the other side. Inhale, lift the arms, and left knee comes towards your chest. Again, find a softness through the shoulders in the standing balance. Fix your gaze, your drishti. Find the poise running right from the crown of the head through to that supporting heel. Slowly we come into a high lunge. So bring the foot to reach towards the back of the mat, toes to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, reach them around behind you to interlace the fingers the weird way or the normal way. Inhale, opens the chest. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Take weight forwards and float the back foot. Hip bones stay square to the ground. Reaching out through either heel or ball of the back foot. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck. Just gently release the clasp of your hands. So left palm to left butt cheek. give it a little rub. And right hand to floor or to block or to tin or whatever you have under your hand. Start opening the hips up towards half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Again, we're aiming for 2 straight legs. I'd rather your floating leg stay straight than the supporting one. So if the floating leg is feeling soft, it's going to throw the core off. To keep the real activation through that floating leg. Again, maybe finding in the bind here if you want to. So your top hand and your top foot can maybe meet, and then press the foot further away from you so you bring more of a back bend into it. Try and find some steadiness if you can. If you need to lean onto the wall, then absolutely fine to do that. Get your belly to the wall. From wherever you are, bring yourself into pyramid. So release the foot, square the hips, and set the foot down to the floor. Feet on train track lines and back heel is grounded. Soft bend in your front leg. Slowly push down through the foot to roll you up. Roll the shoulders down. Again, finding your variation of this reverse prayer. So either holding onto the forearms or little fingers slide up to the back of the heart, or clasping the hands as we have been doing. So inhale, draw the chest open. If you have the reverse prayer, press little fingers into your spine so you push chest forwards. Exhale, reaching, holding that flat back feeling. The spine feels really lengthened from tailbone to crown. Take a full breath in. Exhale, belly to spine, bow forwards, forehead comes to front shin. Keep the elbows trying to lift up. Pausing where you are, breathe into it. Again, find the softness, steady the balance. See where you can find more space, maybe in the torso, lengthen the ribs further down, lengthen the neck, soften the jaw. Change your hands into interlacing the fingers and reach hands up and over the head. Gently bring the hands to the ground, either side of your front foot, and we come into standing split. So take the weight forwards of to your front foot and float the back toes. So it doesn't matter if your standing split has your back leg parallel to the ground or completely vertical. Slowly bring the floating foot down next to the right one. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And exhale, soften over the legs. Okay, step your way back into your downward facing dog. So just take the feet to the back of the mat. Give the feet a paddle, the hips a wiggle. Take a deep full breath in through your nose. And a sigh through the mouth. Again, take a deep full breath in. And a full release. Bring the knees to the mat. Come into a child's pose. The toes can be touching. Press the hands into the ground. Push your hips back to heels. And then soften the arms, maybe hands under forehead, wherever they feel good to be. Slow down the breath. And slowly rolling yourself through kneeling, bring the legs out in front of you, however feels best to get there. So just working into last posture on either side, into Janu. So bring your right leg in towards your chest to bend, and then take the knee open out. So bring the ball of the right foot into the inner thigh of the left leg. Okay, so imagine rather than the whole sole of the foot, imagine this right foot is on the tiptoes. So I'm going to just show you this standing. So imagine I'm sitting down. So the right foot comes in, but then push into the ball of the foot like you're on the tiptoes of that leg, if we can. Okay, if that doesn't make sense for your ankle or your knee, don't worry about it. You just get a different pressure to run through the hip. You might find a deeper opening or rooting through it. So then keeping that, if we can, take a breath in. And as you exhale, forward fold into it. So particularly as you're folding, if you have that tiptoe pressure pushing into inner thigh, you'll feel that press your right knee further back, hopefully, so you feel more anchoring. Take another breath where you are. Slowly roll your spine back up again. Bring the left hand to that right knee. Right hand lifts up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, lean across towards the outstretched left foot. So you feel the stretch around the side and lower of the right side of the back. Take a full breath. Gently bring yourself forwards and up, straighten yourself out. So from here, just bring that right hand behind you and then press through the arm, through the supporting leg to lift yourself up. The left hand is floating. So this can either be a side stretch, if you keep left hand reaching towards the wall behind you and the spine stays straight, or you can bring that into back bend if you wish, more like a wild thing feeling again. Slowly as you exhale, gently bring yourself back to the ground. You straighten out that right leg, and we'll just take that onto the other side. So bending left knee in, open the knee, sole of the foot against right thigh. Again, if we can, we bring that feeling of being on the tiptoes, so push the ball of the foot into inner thigh, so you feel that left knee open further out. It'll give you more space. Exhale to fold into it. Doesn't matter where the hands come to, you find your fold. Take a full breath. Slowly rolling up through the spine. Bring your right hand to the left knee. Inhale, lift the left hand up to the ceiling. As you exhale, lean across towards the right foot. Feel the stretch around the side of the your left side and lower left back. And allow again the neck to soften. Gently roll forwards, bring yourself back up, and then we bring in the side stretch or back bend. So left hand out in line with your hip, right arm lifts up, press into this supporting arm and left knee, reaching up. So again, either holding the side stretch, feeling through it, or allow that wild thing to come through. Chest and belly spin up to ceiling. Gently bring yourself back down, and then bring yourself onto your back, with the knees in towards your chest. So really hug them in nice and close. Take a rock side to side, massage your back into the floor. And bring the feet to the ground. Just let the shoulder blades slide down your back. Open the chest. Should feel pretty nice and open around the shoulders now. Lengthen the back of the neck. Give the knees a gentle rock from one side to the other. And if you want to just take any last postures to help yourself feel neutralized and comfortable, then just take a moment, whatever you need, maybe another bridge pose or happy baby or holding a twist. And then whenever you feel ready to, bring yourself into Shavasana. So lengthen the legs out along the mat, just starfish yourself into the floor. Allow the feet to roll open. As always, if it feels more comfortable to have your knees bent, then allow that to come in. Create some space around the chest, the shoulders, the jaw, and the forehead. And that slower feeling through the breath. Start to soften the Ujjayi sound out of the breath. But still acknowledging the space in the lower abdomen, the rib cage. Find more heaviness through your back. Find more heaviness through the back of your head. Allow the jaw to hang. Just maybe notice that sense of lightness around the heart center. a sense of softness and space. The strength that your thighs have provided you with for the practice, allowing you to feel really rooted and grounded to the floor. So when you're ready, just changing the tone of your breath to slightly more energized, to allow the prana to wash through you. And then bending the knees to the ground if they aren't there already. Good, and taking your time, just any way that feels good to bring yourself to seated. Keeping the eyes closed whenever you're upright, however feels good to be sat. So again, keep that height through the spine and that softness and space around the chest center. So that softness and open space around the chest and the heart. From there, bring to mind one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Acknowledge something that you like about yourself today. And recognize how a yoga practice has served you in some way this evening. And closing that gratitude, self-compassion and achievement to your heart center as the palms close to the heart space. Let's take a full breath in. And as you exhale, bow your head to your hands. Thank you guys. Namaste. I love you all dearly. Bye.